Hello everybody, and welcome to another Planet Coaster video. Now, eagle-eyed people may notice we're halfway through a series. Well, we're not halfway through a series, we're partway through a series, and it's, well, not here. Where is it? Well, basically, I kind of lost faith in the idea in that film, in that series, which was the British amusement park. I started looking at it, and I had another blast at it. I actually recorded the next episode, which was, and I remember looking at the park, and I went, nope, you've kind of lost your way a bit. This isn't what you wanted. This just looks naff. It just looked like a dream park, you know, budget a bit, you know, it's British inspired, but isn't what you were looking for. So I gave up on the idea, and I thought, well, I'll build an amusement park, and I kind of capped it off and finished it. I was so, and so I did the layouts and formats like this when I had the PC version. I still have the PC version, I just can't play it. I don't have a powerful enough PC, but I was very and so I thought, well, why don't I try that again, because you seem to be quite better at that. And I wouldn't say it's perfect in any way. You know, people would do this and they'd spend months and months and months and years. I spent 3 hours building this. This is a 3-hour build, and I actually went back into it yesterday. This was recorded a few weeks ago, and I went back into it, and I built a lodge on the other side of the lake, which you can see. There's a lake, and as you can see, and I built. And it didn't really do well. So I started to think, oh, you're going overboard now. You need to calm it down, bring it back. So this is, let's talk about the theme. This is just a standard amusement park, a themed amusement park, where theming and stuff isn't the priority. It's just, let's plonk some rides down, maybe have a little bit of a theme, maybe a few themed areas. So I tried to come up with some traditional things. So there, you saw me there put a wild mouse there on every single pier possible. It would be quite nice to build a pier. I'm not saying this is 100% finished. This is actually also, this is on the Frontier Workshop. It's Ocean Bay Amusement Park, and yeah, so here I am building. This is a wooden coaster, you know, traditional or scenic railway. I think I just call it roller coaster. I don't think I come up with this. I think I started building it. I thought, oh, when I do this, I'll let you, the audience, decide the names. But then I completed it, and I thought, well, there's about 50 rides to go through. So this is, I do use a lot of blueprints, and I think I even go to the Frontier Workshop and get a few things. Yeah. And here is me building the station. Now, I built the station using art shapes, and it took me absolutely ages to find the art shapes. You'll see in a second, I spent ages trying to find them. And they're in props. They're in a prop section, I found out later, and it was a lot easier when I was building other stuff. So here I am building the station. Now, normally stations at amusement parks are usually just plonked there. They're never really that well themed. So I thought, well, let's build the art. I couldn't find the art shapes. Here's me looking for the art shapes, and so I just couldn't find them. Yeah, I tried to break them down, and there we go. There's me trying to find them. I think I do find I found the one I wanted very quickly, and so I build this kind of art shape roof, which you'll see me do. This takes me a little while to kind of get the hang of it, because this isn't normally something I do. I usually just try and plonk something down, ironically. And so I built a complete custom thing, and this took me ages. I had to recolor it. It doesn't 100% work. It does kind of glitch out a little bit. You'll see. I don't know how much it will pick up on here. I decided to, that's me trying to get the size right, and now I'm trying to. Yeah, there we go. Let's say very simple. So this is a simple amusement park. Like I said, Ocean Bay Amusement Park, and I absolutely love it. And I think it's probably one of. I think I like the park. It's I do consider maybe like going in. We'll do like a stream where we try and run it, and stuff like that. And as I said earlier, I went on the other side of the lake and built a lodge. So as you can see here, look, the edge kind of glitches out, as I was saying earlier. And yeah, I absolutely love this park. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and so we build a boat ride on the lake. Yeah, and it's just a one-way boat ride. And I think I use this station theme quite often. Yeah, I accidentally see. Look at that. That was awful. It's kind of calmed down since then, because I've been, as I said, I went back in it. But here I am using and building my own little roof. It's a simple roof. This is literally how a lot of amusement parks, especially here in the UK, that's how they do them. They just plonk them down, and obviously I go in a minute and yeah. I don't really know. I don't know. There's a lot because it's 2 and a bit hours work. Or maybe 3 hours actually. All condensed down really fast. I have to kind of come up with a bit of narration. Obviously, I'll stop in a minute and put music on. I actually get rid of this Ferris wheel. I get the bigger Ferris wheel. I thought this is too small. It should be like London Eye sized. There you go. Here I am building the. You can see this. Here I am building the boat ride. I did consider putting maybe like the hippos or the sharks inside there, but I thought nope, you wouldn't have that in the British park. And I weave it around just to give it a little bit of variety, so it's not just like a loop. And yeah, the station goes on the other side when I rebuild it later. I'm not a big fan of how long the queue line here, personally. I think the queue's a bit naff. Yeah, and here I am. We're just copying my brain. Copying the roof over from earlier on. It's actually it's actually the afternoon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still in my pajamas. I'm very lazy. But yeah, it's I like I said, I'm really proud of this park. I'm really proud of this layout. I'm really proud of this setup, and we're going for a bit of a vintage theme, so I use quite a lot from the vintage pack. I use a lot of the setups and all the bits and pieces you see in the vintage pack. The blueprints, that's the word I'm looking for, because they're building some of the Frontiers building blueprints are actually quite good. Not all of them are amazing, but they're not designers. Well, they are designers, but they're not playing the game. They're giving it to us. They're just giving them like starting off points, really. Or for people who just don't want to, can turn a stick into a sign, So this is so I can put boat tours. That's kind of the name. It's kind of cheesy. And I like I said, I don't really like the queue line. I think the queue line's a bit weak. A bit later on, I do put a log flume in that area, and it kind of speaks. It looks better when it's complete. This is proper, Planco creative thing, where I built a ride, because obviously this isn't an actual ride. Guests can't ride this. So I thought, how am I going to put this ride in? Because this is a traditional ride in a lot of amusement parks. I know Disney Springs has it as well. I think that's the only one that's still running. There was one in Bournemouth. I think it was Bournemouth that had one. I don't know if it's still there. They're usually on a chain. I wanted this to still be going up and down and stuff. But yeah, so I'm quite proud of this. It is chain link fence. It looks ugly, but that is the point. So I put a chain link fence up, and here it is. And it took me a good while, and obviously, I'm like I said, I'm very proud of this. It looks hideous. I even put a queue line in. Obviously, it's closed. So guests can't come in. But it's because the cool thing with that is it acts as if it is closed. Here we go. There's me putting a path in, and I think I don't know if I put a vista point in. I can't remember. Here it is. This is me putting a vista point in. Oh no, this is me building. Oh, this is me building like a midway area now. I do come back to that. I kind of throw myself around playing this and kind of go a bit mental, and yeah, it's all over the place. And this is, like I said, a really ugly midway. I'm using the vintage rainbow. You know me, I love a rainbow. So. That was good. This was good. I really. This isn't hideous, but it isn't amazing. But it isn't. But it's hideous. But I mean, it's not absolutely atrocious. So I tried to find the signs. I couldn't find the signs from. I can't remember what it's called, Monsieur Fries or whatever it is. But I could find it for the other ones. So there's Looney Balloon. There's a Looney Balloons. I think a drink shop, a food shop, and 2 gift shops. I like this midway. Like I said, it's not crazy. Well, it is crazy, but it's not anything to shout about. I think. Oh, I can't remember what. Yeah, that's just. I don't really do narration. Yeah, I did think about putting awnings on, but I couldn't really. I literally, honestly, kind of thought, no, this is too faffy. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for the signs. I'm looking for the swinging signs, to put a few swinging signs outside. There isn't one for Pizza Pen. I could not find one for Pizza Pen. So I kind of had to... I think I just put a Chief Beef one, because I found that it's actually owned by Chief Beef. It's a Chief Beef themed restaurant. Yeah, there's me with Gulpy. He trying to reposition. I think, yeah, I'll try and think of a pattern. And this is me position. Do you know what? I'm going to let you listen to music because I'm running out of things to say. So I'll let you listen to some lovely music, and I'll see you in a second. Again, back. Hello. I did say I was going to use some of the Frontier Workshop just to fill the space. I didn't want to be building loads of buildings because I'll be here all day, and especially you don't want to see me building like 30 buildings. So I was very happy to use some of the buildings that they supplied, and that's what I'm doing here. And this is me I wanted to build a coaster. It's took me ages to try and get this right. I wanted to build a coaster that kind of interacted with the path. I don't think I actually achieved it. I did try, but you know, I'm no amazing coaster builder. I'm very well aware that my coasters probably will end up killing the people that ride it. But it's, you know, it's a game. They don't have feelings. So, as you probably noticed, I changed the coaster. It took me ages. The reason I wanted it to, as I said earlier, I wanted it to interact with the path because that's what I like about Colossus at Thorpe Park, of how you walk above it, you'll kind of walk all over it. You know, when you're outside it, you walk. It goes above you, you walk above it, and that's what I really like about Colossus. Unfortunately, because I'm 6'5", riding Colossus is very painful and I can't do it. But hopefully, you know, because there's apparently a clone in Flamingo Land, or a near clone of Colossus, and it's lap bars, not overhead restraints, which is what Colossus is. And obviously I'm not expecting them to suddenly change to lap bars, but they are retracking Colossus at the moment. They're going through a process of where they're going to retrack it every few years. They're going to do a little bit of retracking work, and that's kind of where, what I'm hoping is when they've retracted it, they'll put lap bars on it. I don't 100% think they will do it, but you never know. Hopefully they do. I actually built a building with this one. I thought, well, no, let's put it in a building. It's a big budget coaster. The company that runs the theme park will have splashed out a bit, or they would have repurposed an old building. In my head, that's kind of what they've done here. And it's a very messy building. I grant you. So, you know, they could have repurposed it, or they could have renovated an old building that was there very badly and on the cheap. And that's kind of what it does. It does genuinely look quite messy, and it does look like this has clearly been done on a budget. The budget was on the ride and building the coaster, and they bought it, and it's recolored to fit the kind of color scheme that I noticed. You know, the blue and white, which I used on the other buildings. I recolor it, and I think I recolor the cars as well. But I do imagine that they bought this in cheaply. It's a cheap build kind of coaster, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, here I am. I'm building an entrance. I thought, well, I won't build one because, like I said, I'm not the best builder. So I thought I'd use the vintage one that they have, which I like. I like the vintage one they use. It kind of fits. Yeah. So that's kind of what this is. This took me ages to do the path. Yeah, the pathing tour is a common complaint within the world of Planet Coaster. Yeah, it's. But yeah, I don't know if actually thinking about it, this does seem to be kind of coming to an end. The record. I don't know if it recorded me finishing off the park, so I think we'll have to go to a live action segment. Talking of recording this, this is still recorded using the PlayStation. I realised because I made the previous Planco series completely 100% on the PlayStation, and it wasn't coming out in HD, and I thought this looks awkward. This is why another reason why I cancelled it, because I thought this looks absolutely terrible. But I think we'll have to go into a live action segment. So the audio going from a professional studio mic, which I'm using right now, to NAF audio, which is what you'll see, because I haven't been able to get my Elgato working. It's still being a bit of a pain. Here I am recoloring it. I put a wild mouse in, as you saw. Wild mouse is a very, very traditional. I think this is apparently themed on the one that was at Blackpool, which closed all of a sudden. In my headcanon, this was relocated from there, or the other way around. Maybe, you know, it could be an old park. I haven't really come up with a canon for this park yet, or a story really for this park. Maybe a few bits and bobs, but not loads. Yeah, here we go. Here's me replacing it. I found the bigger. I knew there was a bigger one, and I wanted that. I'm to be honest, I might put that back, because looking at it now, that's because it's based on a Disney themed thing. I don't know of any of these in the UK, any of those kind of big wheels in the UK with like the running track in the middle of it. It's kind of it's a wheel plus. The cool thing with this park as well, if you do download it from the Frontier Workshop, there's lots of empty space that's just filled with trees and shrubbery, which I don't know if you'll see. There's a lot of room for development to add your own rides. That's a lot of problems. Like whenever I buy a park or download a park from the Frontier Workshop to kind of renovate, it's all done. It's all 100% complete, and I'm like, well, where am I going to do anything? So it's kind of annoying. Here's me employing a load of staff, because we finally got a staff building. I bought quite a lot of stuff, because obviously this is Sandbox's budget. Now here's me going in and placing down all the shrubbery. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at theming. I know I'm not the greatest. They're much better Planet Coaster builders and stuff like that. I do think we're coming to the end of the fast, whatever you want to call it, the time lapse So I do think we'll have to go into a live action segment. So I'm going to leave you with me placing some trees down, and I'll come back to you with a live action segment in a moment. So here we are into the live segment. As you can see, as we ended, it's very, very different. So let's, this is the main entrance plaza. This is, as you saw me put the vintage pack pre-built entrance, just 'cause I didn't want to bother with it too much. As you may recall from the previous series, this microphone is rubbish to actually hold, so I'm going to keep having to adjust it. It may sound... I've got no other mic, unfortunately. So I added this, which is the Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride thing. I wish this wasn't themed, personally, because this wouldn't be themed here, and it really themes like this in the UK. It's usually a disc. But, you know, it's each their own. Here I put an arcade thing here. I think that's Planko for arcade there. Here's the drop tower. Here's the Gulpy. Here's another ride. I personally, I do think I should have themed this up a bit more. And there's only one staff building. That's the only problem with this place. There's only one staff building. I probably could put another one here, actually. Didn't realise that. Couldn't find any room for it. Here's the coaster we saw me build earlier. I think this is this a Leap the Dips one, or is this a... I can't remember. Oh, it's a standard scenic railway coaster. And you saw me build this. And the Leap the Dips is over there, isn't it? Where is the Leap the Dips? Did I put a Leap the Dips in? I swear I put a Leap. Oh, it's over there. We'll see in a second. I'm going to sneeze now, so bear with. There we go. There it is, the big wheel. Yeah, as I said, we didn't normally have this in the UK, where it's, there's one where it's on a track on the inside. We normally wouldn't have that. Oh dear. We just have the thing going around it, so I might put the other one back. But you know, I'll leave it there for now. Here is, as I said earlier, a proud moment. You know, there's a queue line that's permanently closed because it doesn't lead anywhere. It's just a queue line. The boat tours, like I said, I've not been too keen on it, but you get a view of the log flume, which you didn't see me build. The log flume with a building around it, a simple log flume. There's not many cars. I did put loads of cars in there, or flumes, or whatever you call them, log flumes, in there, but they would hit the back of the other ones and they look a bit unrealistic, because I realised this splash zone isn't that big. It would have to be a bit bigger. Compared to it. My chair are playing their traditional Wild Mouse. Yeah, I've been on hundreds of these. I didn't theme this up at all. I wanted this to look really naff and just plonked and clearly bought. To be fair, they're not bad coasters. I wouldn't say but they're, you know, they're in a car park. You know, they don't look amazing, but they're not too bad coasters. Apart from the spins, usually the last 30 seconds. It's never all of it. It's just the beginning of it. Teacup ride, traditional teacup ride.
and a mini version of the mini version of I love the music. The mini version of the Ferris wheel. That's what I was looking for. And here we have. Where is the Leap the Dips? There was a Leap the Dips. Have I got rid of it? There's a bumper cars or a Dodgems, a traditional carousel. One of these, you know, these really ugly looking things. They're hideous. And then I've got the major coaster, which I think it's the one I built. Yeah, it is. It's called. I actually named it eventually. It doesn't have a name on there. It's what I think. It's called Exodus because I'm really excited for the new ride at Thorpe Park. There's also a King coaster. There he is, wandering around the park. And that is what's this? Oh, there's the Wild Mouse, as I mentioned earlier. Is there not a Leap the Dips? And there, in another version, another save for this part, I didn't show this because this is the one you can get on the Frontier Workshop. So there's a lot of, as you can see, there's room here for a bit of redevelopment. I think you could probably put a few rides in this. So you could probably put another coaster in there to interact. You could put another coaster in there to kind of interact. You could do a dueling coaster if you wanted. And obviously, you could obviously do what I did and cross the river and build onto this area. So I built a little like cabin, like lodge cabin thing. I won't show it to you solely because it's not in the download. This is what you get in the download. This is literally as is. The last time I was in here was in the download. I did a new save and there's another station, and I had to build a really naff look at it. It doesn't look very good, so I won't show it to you because it needs a lot more work. But yeah, I really love this little park. It's very nice. Yeah. Cool thing, yeah, like I said, there's room for expansion. So there you go. Yeah, so you can download that now at Frontier Workshop Ocean Bay Amusement Park, and that is the park itself. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more. I'll do more speed builds. I'll probably do like just maybe a ride speed build, or you know, I do have intention of doing like a proper haunted house. Maybe for Halloween I might do that. But something like that would be quite nice. And we could come back in this park and I can listen to your feedback, and if you've got any feedback, you know, let me know and I'll go in and do said feedback, and we can do another speed build. This is just a one-off speed build. I could just do more with it, I don't know. But yeah, so that is the park. That is Ocean Bay Amusement Park, and I'll see you in another video. Whenever that be, I do not know. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.